Welcome to SerialPodcastNine.
Let's discuss.
No, Gerard. I would never read anything like that from you and then be like, I know what all your different sicks mean. And then actually we were watching the video tonight and June was like, what does fully sick mean? And I was like, that's how Gerard says like super cool.
Top tier.
Top tier. Like the best is fully sick. Decently sick. Sick.
Sort of sick. Pretty sick. Kind of sick. A little sick. Yeah.
But not.
Almost fully sick.
Almost fully sick.
Yeah.
It's a measurement. Yeah, that is true. Anyways, Joss, do you want to start the podcast? Okay, so what we're not doing this episode.
We don't have to talk about BMWs even a bit. No, you guys did.
No, we're not.
I didn't even bring up BMWs.
Yo, let's talk about BMWs the whole time.
Yeah, I bet if we just said BMWs like 3 times, you'd show up and start talking about BMWs. All right, start the episode and stop shopping for cars that you're not going to buy. Hit it.
Stop, drop it.
My name is Gerard, and this is a podcast.
Hello, my name is Kevin, and it is 9.
And I'm Ryan Benoit, and this is Serial.
Boom.
We did it the worst way. Hey,
The version unique.
So great. I was wondering before we get started. So Toyota just released some photos of a new SUV, and without comparing it to any German manufacturer, what do you think of the Landcruiser?
I'll look at it first. I literally just had the page up and then I just closed it.
Yeah, I didn't
I've looked at it enough that I can probably remember.
I didn't really study it. I mean, it's kind of cool, you know. Landcruiser, sick. I'm pretty sure, isn't it hybrid only as well?
It's the Tacoma drivetrain. It's the new drivetrain they're using. No,
you can get a turbo diesel.
Are you getting a turbo diesel out here?
Yeah, I don't think you can.
Turbo gas. Yeah. No, it's turbo gas.
I feel like it's turbo gas.
Oh,
I think we're just making shit up.
Oh yeah, it's I don't know shit. Let's get Eric on the line.
Yeah, let's bang that guy's line. Get him on here. I'm
just ignorant. So like,
it's funny that you are, and then I believe you.
It comes in nori green, and I like that. You know.
Kevin could say a thing, and then I would flat out believe him until like I left and then went and researched it, and I'd be like, "What the fuck?"
I was gonna say all right. Confidence. Even I believe myself.
Apparently, though, okay. One thing that I gotta address is apparently, isn't it like really fucking expensive? Oh no, it says apparently price range.
It's a new Toyota.
I saw between the Tacoma and the Lexus as well, or like the 4Runner and the Lexus is where they'll put it.
Isn't it kind of small though?
Yeah, I think it's not like a.
It kind of just looks like a Jeep product or something, or you know what I mean? Like.
Yeah. I don't know. Is it 2024? I can't find it.
Yeah, 2024.
Isn't it called the LC50?
I don't know. I just typed in Landcruiser, and literally like nothing but the whole page is like just the brand new Landcruiser.
2024 returns
starting at 55,000
USD.
I think that's USD. Yeah.
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Fucking lot of cake. I don't know. I mean, I think it externally, I think it looks fine. Obviously, it's like can be cool because it's a fucking car and it's Toyota and it's like
3.4 liter V6, 350 horsepower turbo.
It's a
medium size.
Defender-esque.
Yeah.
It's very Defender-esque. I mean, I know you guys probably like don't give a shit because like, well, you're just gonna change them anywhere, but like. Whoever okayed the wheels, the multiple different fucking wheels available on this vehicle should be shot 100%. They fucking ruin it, like, in every way, shape, and form. They're busted. They look like they're off a fucking Tercel. It's like somebody took Tercel wheels from 84 and, like scaled them up to be, like, modern size, so now they're, like, 16 inches instead of fucking 13 inches, and then put them on a brand new Landcruiser, and they're like, yeah, that's the ticket. You know, like, no, it looks like
the hybrid has a 2.4 liter turbo.
And then the other was a 3.6.
Or 3.8 or something.
The Lexus is nice looking.
3.4.
Whatever. It's got an engine. It's good.
Yeah.
It's Toyota. It's probably fine unless it blows up turbos or overheats. Bullshit. I mean, really, what's to be said? Obviously, it's new. It's Toyota. It's going to be dick-ridden harder than fucking anything on the planet. People are going to be fucking 2-year wait list. Everyone's going to post it repeatedly and be like, it's the best thing since sliced bread, regardless if it is or isn't. Everyone's going to buy it and say it's the best, regardless if it is or isn't. It's a fucking Toyota.
Did you say spiced? Wait. Did you say spiced bread or sliced bread?
Sliced bread.
Okay. I swear I heard you say spiced, and I was like, what the fuck
sliced bread?
Does the GX have the round headlights?
No, the GX has the cool headlights. It's got like squinty Lexus-y headlights.
Okay, so there's two different lengths because there's like, I see one that has like round lights and one that has like.
Yeah, there's one that has round lights and there's one
that has like hexagon lights or square lights.
Well, they're probably just different like trim levels or some shit.
Yeah.
Huh.
But that, I mean, honestly though, I looked at the interior and I was just like, what the fuck? Like that steering wheel is absolutely horrendous. That weird ass like square shifter, I never got down with the Toyotas. I mean, it shifts the transmission into a gear, which, I mean, that transmission
very important on a vehicle.
That is.
But I mean, no, like, why does it have a shifter? It could have buttons. Like, you don't necessarily need a shifter anymore, especially when it looks as black as that.
I feel like I'm down with the shifter. All right, now I'm looking at the shifter. Let's see. It's pretty giant.
Yeah, it's just like, why does it look like that? Nobody has square fucking hands. You know what I mean? Like,
I gotta say, my hands are pretty square. I'm gonna take a photo right now of my square ass hand.
That'll translate great into what we're doing. I like that. Great, good.
I mean, I feel like the shit. I want to like it because if I don't like it, people are gonna be like, "Oh, why don't you like it? You're just hating because like BMWs and Nissans now." But I mean,
nobody would ever say that. Oh, I would say that to you.
Also, I feel like you already weren't like a huge like Landcruiser dude.
Yeah.
You know? So it's pretty on brand.
I'm not.
Yeah. So
yeah, like
the dash. The dash.
I cannot like this. I've seen people complain about it.
Yeah, Ryan, what do you feel about it?
Yeah, what do you feel
I like it. I'd be about it if I was a rich girl. I'd be about it. To quote Gwen Stefani. Okay, yeah, I like it. I'm like totally fine with it. I think it kind of has it's got a Landcruiser vibe to it. I can see the tie to the older vehicles, but it's going in a new direction. I think if its price is less than a Lexus and more than a 4Runner, it'd be great. I don't know, like, is it? So our friend at Rare Spec said he still likes the Sequoia more. That's like his go-to. Sequoia? But yeah, but
I do have a new appreciation for Sequoias. But yeah, let's go on.
Is that because you have a giant family? I think people who have big families like Sequoias.
Yes.
Sequoias is like
cool, I don't have
cool in general. I feel.
I've just never been about Sequoias. They're too big. They're too big for me.
I mean, that looks pretty fucking cool.
Yeah, but is it Sequoia big?
Big is cool, man.
Sequoia looks a lot like a Tundra.
Dude, that thing looks pretty sick.
But what did they do with that fender trim?
Yeah, the Sequoia.
What did
on the
Sequoia? Yeah, feels a bit.
Like they made it look like the fenders are big by making some weird black.
Oh, like is it like indent in there?
No, it's like trim on the outside that's like a weird shape, so it makes the fenders look fucked up. They're not that big. It just has black fender trim.
Everyone I've seen has like painted fender trim.
No, I see it.
You're looking at 2023 Sequoia?
Oh, now I see that. No,
I'm looking at 2024s.
The first one I saw was red and was painted. The next one I saw was white and was painted. The next one I saw was silver and painted. And now I'm seeing them unpainted.
I'm looking at
that. Yeah, that looks sick.
Here's what I'll say.
Oh, that looks way better painted. Body.
Jesus Christ. Okay, the Sequoia looks cool in line with like the steady, slow progression evolution of all the Toyota like trucks. You know, it's like this slow, like, oh, it's slowly becoming a different thing. It's evolving from like what a Tacoma and a Tundra and a Sequoia and a 4Runner are, and it does it slowly over time. It looks cool from that standpoint. The Landcruiser looks cool from like, here's something totally fucking different that you've kind of not seen, that we haven't done before. So I like it from that perspective. That's, if that makes sense. It's like just kind of takes a big old giant leap instead of doing everything in baby steps, is what it feels like.
I mean, it feels like.
But what do I know?
I don't know. Isn't it just like a Prado or something? It's just like a smaller Landcruiser.
Yeah. Kind of. And I feel like the back window has that Prado vibe to it.
Hey, we're talking about the Landcruiser again? Or this way?
Yeah.
Landcruiser, right? But yeah, I'm a bit salty about new Toyota products. Like I said, we had that Sienna, and I was all about it. I thought it was so sick. Like it drove really, like the powertrain was nice. Like the power of that 3.5 engine is great. And I was like, I had to get the 8-speed, because it's the modern tranny, and like it's going to be great, this and that. You know, it's like the newest. It was 2018, which is, you know, pretty new. But yeah, it was kind of a piece of shit, man. Like the steering wheel sucked. The seats were fucking horrible. Literally gave my wife like back pain. It kind of just drove shitty. The transmission could never fucking find a gear. Like you'd make a right turn, like, you know, slow down to make a right turn. It has 8 fucking gears, and it would take literally like half a second to find the correct gear for you to leave from your right turn. Anyways, all that aside, yeah, this new Toyota, like I said, I would never want to look at that steering wheel every day. It's fully fucking busted. And then the wheels, you know, you have A, B, C levels of peasant bullshit wheels. So like that's $3,000 or $4,000 you have to spend instantly. Cause like I would never want to look at those fucking wheels or tires or whatever fucking wheel and tire package they got going on. The seats, they look like they're a cool fabric. Is that like, kind of looks like
they said they had a tweed option. Yeah.
Tweed is
a
sick.
tweed option.
Yeah, that is fully sick. Tweed seats would be rad, but they look like shit. The seats look super. Let me see the interior. There's an interior pic.
They don't have the Tacoma. Have you seen the Tacoma seats?
But that's the other thing too, man. Like honestly, Toyota is not known for their good seats.
No, but I'm asking you, have you look at the Tacoma seats? They have like shocks that you can adjust on the back.
Oh dude, yeah, I have seen those.
Silly.
I have seen those.
Yeah, I know it is. It's just like so much, but it's like for the all the mountain bikers out there.
Isn't that like a Tundra Pro, TRD Pro or something?
Yes.
It's not.
Yeah,
on the
and I think it's
yeah.
I thought it was on the Tacoma as well.
Is it on the TRD Pro Tacoma?
Yeah.
Yeah, like look
I
at
watched
those
Larry
seats, man.
I watched
like
Larry
honestly,
Chen
like,
talk about it.
Sorry, like this, yeah, like when you look at this car in like the basicest form, it is so plain and like, yeah, it like looks. It looks like a Bronco Sport or something.
Yeah,
like,
and look at those back seats. It's literally a board. So one thing I do have to say too is like coming from Costa Rica. Okay, so we go to Costa Rica. You know, I'm planning to rent a Prado, but I end up with a Sequoia, and then you know, rightly so, I had a big family.
iForce Max. That's like the name of the hybrid or something system.
Yeah, I think so. So
bad name.
You have to understand that, like maybe here Toyotas are regarded as
sounds like a fucking air conditioner.
iForce Max.
Yeah.
It sounds it sounds like your iForce things to happen, which is a bad move for this.
Or like or it sounds like a shoe, you know?
Yeah.
Got my brand new iForce Maxes.
Air Force Maxes.
Yeah.
So yeah, you have to realize that maybe here people put Toyotas on a fucking pedestal, regardless if they're good or not. People think they're amazing, you know. But if you go like kind of anywhere else in the world, they're not really like they're. I mean, I
don't know.
They still still think.
I don't know if that's a true statement, buddy.
No, people think Toyotas are great, but I just mean they're normal cars. You know what I mean? Like Toyotas aren't nicer than other cars. They're just good cars.
Yeah.
You know what I mean?
Yeah, that's why they're put on a pedestal, because they're good cars. good, reliable cars.
Yeah,
I think you had a bad go.
No one's putting the Camrys on the pedestal because they're fucking amazing race cars. But also, like, what I will agree with you is like I don't think Toyota's build quality is like the same that it was in like the late '90s. I think that was like the zenith of build quality.
Sure. Well, but that was everything from Japan in the late '90s is like really wild when you sit back and think about it. Like all of the cars that came out in the late '90s from Japan, it's like, you were really doing it. You were just putting 2Js and 1Js and sedans, like.
Yeah.
I will say, I think it's awesome that they're bringing a Landcruiser back, or that the Landcruiser is back. I think that's great. I don't really know what I would be expecting or what I would, maybe I'm not a Landcruiser customer. You know what I'm saying? Like if I had money, not that I have money for Landcruiser generally, I would take a Patrol, but that's just me. I don't think this vehicle competes with the Patrol anyways. I think there's got to be some other Landcruiser like the 300 or some shit that would compete with the Patrol. So yeah, I would never buy this vehicle because it's too small for me, and I think it's not exciting except for externally it looks cool.
Right. I mean, I just don't need an SUV, but I do like
the seats look like shit.
I don't particularly think it looks that cool externally.
Yeah, it's very like generic. Like it's very
like looks cool, and I'm sure like you put bumpers and wheels on this thing, it's gonna look sick. Like I'm sure when I see them,
like the Broncos look dope, you know what I mean?
I know, that's what I mean though. Like
I'd almost rather have a Bronco. The Broncos look cooler.
Did the Broncos fix their headliner problem or whatever it was?
I mean, didn't they have a bunch of problems?
Don't they have a bunch of?
I mean,
they
fix all their problems? So, that's a bit of a problem.
So no.
And also, I think they just had so many ordered that like they were just like, yeah, you want it with problems, or do you just like want to wait?
Yeah. You want this problematic vehicle? Yep, absolutely, I do.
Give it to me now.
You know what's funny about the Bronco, man, is like you see so many of them jack the fuck up, like 3, 4 inch, 5 inch, 6 inch lift with like 37s. And then you see the axles, and they look like they're literally like off a fucking K truck or some shit. They're like, like 2.5 inch axle tubes, and like the diff is probably like a 7 inch or some shit. It just looks hilarious. Like I don't know anything about the drivetrain on the Bronco, but I'm sure it's not really like good for 37s. You know what I mean?
I feel like that's the thing we should research before we run our mouth about it, but that's okay.
We could just be ignorant idiots. Like
I don't want to. You can't be an ignorant idiot. You cannot.
You have to be the know-it-all. Yeah.
You have to be right.
I found the faces of. It says here the faces of the new Landcruiser. So there are 3 faces. Oh shit!
3 faces.
Oh, good.
Yeah. So there's the squinty light. There's with the black bumpers. I'll just send it to you. It's kind of sick.
Kind of sick.
It's kind of sick.
Chat.
Okay, so for the sake of it, because I don't want people to have to listen to an entire conversation of us describing photos that they can't see, I'll just explain this for people listening. Gerard actually looked at the vehicle after he was salty about it, and like kind of came around to it because it comes in wild colors and has different color lights on the inside.
And
am I missing anything else?
LED stack headlights on the top model Prado. Like that looks pretty cool.
Okay.
I mean,
Kevin, did any of this convince you otherwise?
I think looking into it more, I was just like, "Yo, the GX is way cooler." Like,
Okay.
Lexus. Yeah. I mean, of course, it's gonna. Yeah. It just looks fucking sick.
Yeah, it does, and the interior looks sick, and like, yeah.
Okay, but here's the thing.
And I assume also it's bigger. I mean, maybe in 10 years I'm buying this vehicle.
For what?
For what?
Yeah, it's not a fire truck.
Go camping?
No. Kevin's just
big to drive
Kevin's
around.
Too deep into the Dyna scene to have. And no, like, what a surprise that would be if for some reason Kevin's just like, and now I have this. But actually, is that okay? I guess we don't have a crystal ball.
A magic card out of my hat one day.
Yeah, and not.
Is it live axle in the rear?
I don't know.
bet you it is. I mean, of course it is. It's
I would assume it is. Yeah.
It says it has 8 something inches of ground clearance, which is, still less than.
That's not very much.
QX, but.
I mean, I feel like this is like a much smaller vehicle than your QX, though.
QX is a big old vehicle.
But I mean, that's like stock. Like
yeah,
the
QX is.
It has
the QX is huge. Like pulling that thing into the shop, you're just like, this is large.
It's taking that thing to get donuts on Main Street, too much.
It's a lot of vehicle, man.
Yeah, it's too big.
And then I always fully park it, and then I'm like, oh yeah, there's a camera. Like,
there's like the weird 360 cam as well.
I always see that after I fully parked.
After you just do it by sheer instinct.
Yeah.
Yeah. Great. Okay. We don't need to talk about
it has
locker. Oh, we're still doing it. Okay. Yeah. Of course it does.
I know, right? Okay. That's one thing Toyota does really well, and in North America, that's one thing Nissan just fails miserably at in North America. They know their market. They're like, soccer mom, what do you need a locker for? But like Toyota's off-road lockers.
Locker mom.
Locker mom. Great. Love that. New term. Okay.
All right. We're done.
Shifting subjects from us reading brochures for 40 hours. Just a solid work week.
Well, that feels like the entire internet today or over the last 2 days.
Is what? Oh, just
reading Toyota brochure.
Toyota, and then deciding if they're mad at it or not. Because I did see it's like, nope, not for me. Not, and then it's like, hey, yeah, most people again probably not buying it. I don't know. Anyway, it seems pricey.
I mean, I'll take a Rivian.
I mean, lots of people will fuck a Rivian. Fuck it.
Why?
Fuck. I already told you why I don't like Rivians. Just because it's another appliance. It's the idea that certain types of people only care about electric cars, if they were like spun up out of tech companies, and it's just like, oh, it's a tech company more than it's a car, and it's an appliance. It's like an iPhone
I disagree, because the Rivian, like, part of the whole Rivian thing is that it's an actual fully capable vehicle. Like, you watch the off-roading with that thing, and it's ridiculous.
I'm sure it's fully capable, but I also don't think that the people that are buying it, I don't think a ton of them are like full blowing.
Ryan, I will say this to you. That is 100% true for all the people worldwide who buy Landcruisers as well.
Yeah.
Yes, there you go, my friend.
But I don't care, because it's still an automobile, not an appliance. I don't like people.
So how far away from each other are they if you're getting the hybrid one?
I don't care about any of that. I care about the culture that surrounds. It's essentially like I'm just slightly shifting Tesla culture to Rivian. Is all I'm doing.
I disagree, because the whole culture of the Rivian is all the people that I've seen with Rivians. Like, dude, when I went to the island, there was a Rivian pulling shit. It was like what was it? Not a hot.
I've never seen a Rivian towing.
Dude, it had a big ass trailer.
But this is the same. Oh, so great. It's off-road. And then Teslas, you've got all the dudes that talk about how fast they are. So the Teslas are race cars.
Talks about how fast Teslas are.
Oh, they absolutely do. Tesla owners talk about how fast they are. And the Plaids?
I mean, yes. I will bet you that.
There's tons of internet videos of people trying to drag race Teslas. No, I mean,
that's because they're posting that. But you're talking about out of the 3,000 Teslas sold last month, 2,350 of them don't give a shit. They just want a Tesla because it's electric, and it's.
That's how I feel about Rivian.
Gas, and they don't have to.
Yeah, but then Rivian's the next step in that for people. It's like, oh, I'm an early adopter and I have money, and I just want the electric vehicle that's spun up out of a tech company. I mean, that's how I feel about it. No, I talked to a guy
last weekend. He had a Rivian. I go, how do you like it? He had fucking 4 mountain bikes on the back, and a bunch of shit, And I was like, how do you like it?
Yeah, but I know Tesla owners that have 4 mountain bikes on the back. They just put a stupid hitch on them. Yeah, absolutely.
I've never ever.
I definitely
ever
have.
Seen that.
I definitely
I've
have.
seen it, but Gerard, you and I live in very different areas of the city, like of Vancouver. You don't even live in Vancouver. Anyway, you know, like,
I don't.
So yeah, what you're seeing, like,
yeah, the people are different.
Yeah.
But okay, how many Teslas do you have like in your fucking 5 mile vicinity?
A fuck ton. The most Teslas.
Like I have houses on my block with 3 Teslas, man. Those people don't give a fuck how fast it is. They just want it electric, new technology.
Yeah, but again, I listened to a guy talk about how he wanted a Rivian because he needed a pickup truck. And then when I asked him why he needed a pickup truck, he said, I don't actually, I just wanted it. And he sold his Tesla to get it. Yeah, but you just used an example of one family. Yeah, one person. Yeah,
but I have like multiples of those on my block. There's literally across the street 2 Teslas. The house beside it, 2 Teslas, 2 Model X's.
Do not make me drive around and take pictures of every Rivian that doesn't have 4 mountain bikes on the back, because I do not want to do that. I honestly, anyway, it's fine.
I think the culture of Rivian is different than Tesla, but I guarantee
well, but of course you have. At this point, I feel like you have to feel that way because you like them and you don't like Teslas.
No, because Rivian spends so much time being different than Tesla. A lot about their own shit is like to be like nature and to be like outdoors.
Aren't they like partially funded by Amazon? So a tech.
Yeah, because the Amazon delivery trucks are made by
Rivian.
Yeah,
they bought 100,000 electric delivery vehicles made by Rivian.
It feels like Rivians will be tech bro culture.
Okay, I mean I won't disagree with you because obviously that is any electric car is going to be somewhat that culture.
I don't think any electric car will be that culture. I think that there are certain cars that are that culture.
Well,
like we said last time.
Like Chevy Bolts.
And you're not flexing and like Toyota, and you're not getting a Taycan. But in the tech scene.
But I feel like you're just hating on the vehicle. Like, okay, let's take Teslas, for example. Like, are they good vehicles? Like, yes and no. Like, do they do the job that they're supposed to do well? Yes, they do. Right? Like, sure. I talk to Uber drivers that think they're the best fucking thing ever because they
feel like most Tesla drivers love their Teslas.
This feels like another giant flip-flop for Gerard.
Why?
Now you're arguing for Tesla. You just said it was a good vehicle.
No, I did.
You just said it was a good vehicle.
I don't like them. That doesn't mean like do they fill the purpose that they're designed to fill? Like, I guess so. Like, I wouldn't fucking have one, but like, I guess what I'm saying is if you remove the whole like fucking douchebaggery, like Ryan seems really caught up with like the culture or like you know, like what people think of him, so he can't have that because he might be looked at like one of those guys.
No,
like, you know
that's not. No, whoa! Don't project that shit. That's not what this is about. Why can't my opinion?
You're so obsessed with, like,
I mean, I kind of got a bit of that. Yeah, you kept talking about the culture and like how like
but hold on. Why is it okay for Gerard to be like, it's a vehicle and it does what it needs to do, but I just don't like it? And then if I'm like, it's a vehicle and it does what it needs to do, but I don't like it, and here's the reasons why, all of a sudden it's like,
but because your reasons are because of other people. Like, it's like, I know you
Kevin,
don't like it. I'm not saying you have to like it. I'm just saying the reason you like it might be a bit
drivers
skewed.
in the city. What type of car do they drive?
Yeah, I mean, yeah. It's always the white. Yeah,
I would say BMW.
No, it's always, Kevin says it's always the white Tesla. All we do is categorize people by things that they drive and what they do. And now you're telling me like, this isn't about me. I don't like that vehicle for the same reason I don't like a Tesla. Then that's it. Like, that's the end of it.
I mean, I think there's lots of things that like you might buy, but like you aren't gonna buy because of like the group of people who have adopted that, you know?
Like what, Mustangs?
Jeans. I know a guy who used to love raw denim jeans, and then eventually he realized that people were getting the same brand of jeans as him, but at a lower price, and they were kind of douchebags.
How old was I when that happened? I was like literally like 17 years old. Like,
well,
I
I spent a whole fucking
mean?
long time listening to you talk about it, and now I get to use your raw denim story that is exactly the same
like I don't know, maybe you used to think plaid was cool, and then like all of a sudden everyone in the world had plaid, and now you just can't wear plaid anymore, you know?
Who's that?
Yeah,
Me?
Yeah, you.
Just Gerard?
No, that's certainly not you. You're never
I
gonna
love
stop.
plaid.
You're never gonna stop
Never
with the
giving
plaid.
up
Yeah,
plaid. Gerard, is that you? Oh
No,
man.
I don't
No.
care. Whatever. Anyways, whatever. Go watch the Sticky Dildo video with my blit in it, or go watch the new.
How did we get to there?
Penticton-
That's another conversation.
Go watch
Are you
the
trying
new
to wrap up
Penticton video.
this podcast?
All right.
Well, I mean, we should stop talking about Teslas because like it's fucking boring.
We're talking
and
about
nobody gives a
Rivians.
shit. Okay, sorry, Rivians.
I can't tell the difference. So
And we
it
got there
doesn't
from
matter.
Landcruisers. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
They're
It's
all
basically
the same.
The Tesla truck.
Yeah, it is a Tesla truck.
it has 4 motors. That's pretty cool. They do have 2 motor ones coming out.
No, that is cool.
Yeah, like individual wheel power.
Yeah, that's the ultimate off-road.
They can do that whole like spinning in one spot. thing.
I swear,
Like the
we
word-
went
like-
longer.
Like the electric G-Wagon video.
Yeah, it just fucking does whirly winds or whatever the fuck it's called. Twirls. I don't fucking know.
Whirly
Whirl
winds.
twirls.
I think that's a Pokemon there, buddy.
Skid
I
steer?
don't know what you're talking
Yeah, it's
talking
basically
about.
skid steer is what I'm saying. So it's like
All
the
right.
Landcruiser, except it like turns the 2 right ones backwards and the left ones forwards and just like spins literally on the spot. It's pretty cool.
Great. So I don't like them. Gerard does. We'll see how long everyone holds their opinion about them.
Yeah, until we switch.
Yeah.
I mean, I don't know.
all right.
So what the fuck? It doesn't matter if I like it or
But
not.
but you have advocated for them in the past. You were like,
Yeah, I think they're cool.
On their
I think there's aspects about them that are like really cool.
aspects about a lot of things that are cool.
Like the interior looks fucking cool.
And it does whirly twirls, so
Yeah,
can't go wrong.
Can't
And
go
it
wrong.
sounds like a bird or some shit when you lock it. I
Right.
do
That-
dislike the
what
headlights.
What happened
a
to
lot.
that boy? Yeah, the headlights are.
Yeah, headlights
me.
are. I mean, they're distinctive, but they're just not. Like they could be.
Not
just
good.
What do you think of Polestar?
I mean, it's Polestar, Volvos, whatever, same shit. They're
You
not-
love Volvos.
Used to.
Gerard. You should love it.
I gotta say,
Part of your heritage.
Volvos, amazing interiors, like the XC90 and all those fucking things, just like beautiful interiors, comfy,
we do
nice fucking seats. Yeah.
We do a great podcast about the interior of cars, which I very much appreciate now. It's like, anyway,
I mean,
what do you want to talk about?
I don't know, man. Let's talk about
Sex,
like junk
baby.
food.
Let's talk
Let's
about.
talk about something
Anthony.
anybody can relate to, you know, like old movies or some shit, or like, you know, something.
not doing this
Young
movie
people can't relate to old movies.
There's
People
no
do you know
way
that are
you
young.
and I are doing an old movie podcast together.
I think that'd be very good for
It'd
the
be a little-
audience.
It would be a weird juxtaposition of Gerard would become the me and I would become the him. Kevin, you'd stay you.
Thanks. I try not to change.
Don't change for anyone. June was confused in the Penticton video because I said, I'm Ryan Benoit filling in for Gerard.
Yeah.
And then you said, I'm Kevin Peterson filling in for Kevin Peterson. And she's like, so
Yeah.
who's that guy? And I'm like, it's Kevin. Well, what if there's another Kevin? I'm like, another Kevin Peterson? And she's like, yeah, who drives a pink car? And I was
Yeah.
like, unlikely. And she's like, not unlikely. Hey, well, you could tell us. So you went to the Night Runner International meet, Gerard. What did you
Yes,
think
I
of it?
did. I thought it was good. Yeah. Like what do I
Okay.
think of the meat, or what did I?
Well, that didn't go very far.
Yeah.
Well, I mean,
Yeah,
what are you
okay.
asking me?
What you thought
Just
of
to
the meet?
elaborate. Yeah, just elaborate. Like you are going to talk about something for an extended period of time.
Okay, so Reggie Ma, Night Runner International, yeah, had a meet at his new place. It's pretty sick. The place is super, super nice. It's just like a really nice, like clean, car space. It's like beautiful, like aesthetic. it's just nice. Like it's got a nice like little lounge area. It's got a nice like even the washroom's nice. Like it's got a hoist in it, like a 4-poster, which is basically just
the washroom has a hoist.
Cars. Yeah, the washroom has a hoist in it for hoisting your big dumps.
Yeah, is it sick? Or is it
Sounds
just nice?
Nice.
Yeah, sounds nice.
Anyways, whatever. It's got artwork. It's like a really nice car space. It's like something I would never achieve because I wouldn't spend the time to like make all those things really nice. Like maybe Kevin maybe is the same because like there's the people that like always.
I'm probably way more that way than you are.
Which way? This is interesting.
They're like not having it nice.
Well, I mean, I would make it nice, but like it had like posters and like models and like it was like a place where if you wanted people to come and see nice things. So like imagine like a storefront. Yeah, like so I went to that other meet recently too, that like Brats in Bavaria, and they both they both had a theme that was they basically were like elevated block parties. And Reggie had Lee's Donuts. Excellent fucking choice. He had shit tons of Lee's Donuts, which was amazing because Lee's the best donuts in Vancouver. They were free. Water was free.
Arguable.
He had like
Go on.
All right. He had Boba Run or whatever set up inside his shops. It's just like a little bubble tea people, and the bubble teas are great. He had 2 food trucks. He sold tons of merch and stuff, and there was a little dude that made posts, not a little dude, but like a dude with a little stand that like had posters that he was making and selling. Like it was just like a pretty cool, like, I don't know, proud of him. It was a great event, cool spot, a lot of cool cars. Like people came from Saskatchewan, people came from Washington, like all the BMWs came from Washington, all the like the nice ones that were at Wheat Fest.
Who came from Saskatchewan?
The FD.
That's from Alberta, isn't it?
Is it from Alberta? No, I swear it's from Saskatchewan.
I swear it's from Alberta.
Okay, wherever he came from, that's far as fuck. A white FD that was at Wheat Fest.
Edmonton.
Yeah, Edmonton.
Okay, sorry, my bad. Whatever. Edmonton's still pretty fucking far to drive that car.
But they got them all. Anyway, go on.
Yeah, and then just like one thing I will say is I sat in Reggie's F80 in those Recaros, and they do fit me. And that car is fucking sick. That car is honestly like the sickest F80 like fucking ever. Like it's so sick.
Okay, well, it sounds great. I didn't get to go, and I was very sad about it because I had to help my mother-in-law disassemble a bed frame and then clean a workbench. So that was great for me. But on the positive, I got to see Kevin after, and we had some beers and hung out. So
nice.
All right.
You win some, you lose. You win some, you lose some.
I have a question.
Mm-hmm.
This came up, and Kevin and I have half had this conversation. We've been around people as they've had it. And then I had a photographer reach out to me yesterday, and they were like, I'm sick of shooting this event and so it's a drift event. And at that event, like you go to a drift event, and a lot of times people are compensated for the work that they do. You run the event, maybe they get paid. People that like work the gates get compensated, maybe with seat time, whatever. But he said, like, as a media person who's been doing it for a long time, they are the last person there that functions on goodwill. And then, Kevin, you and I have been around this conversation, and it's interesting because I think it changes with generations. But should media people at racetracks be compensated? Or like, what's the play on that? Like, what do you think?
I would think so.
But all of them should be compensated?
I mean, I don't know. Like that's, if someone comes up to you and they show you a bunch of dope photos of your car and they're like, hey man, like I'll give you all these photos in like all these formats. I'll edit them so that they're like sicker and I'll give them to you for like $40 or something. Then like, I would pay that, I feel. But if they show me a bunch of whack photos and then they're like,
okay, so
it's kind of like the fucking ride at like Playland or whatever. Like it takes the pictures for you. It shows you the pictures. Whether you want to pay for them or not is up to you. It already has the pictures.
Right. So then are you saying that? Them. So then you're saying media people. What are you saying? Because I don't get it.
I'm saying if you're a good photographer, you produce good work, and it's desirable, you should make it.
I'm sure people will compensate for you.
A paid product, and then you will be You should be compensated for that work. But if you're some average schmo, taking mediocre photographs and then trying to charge people for them, do your work, show them, hey, I have these photos for you. And then, some drivers will be like, oh, cool, man. Maybe they just really want any photos of their car. But some people are just be like, yeah, no, I'm good. Thanks. And then that's that.
Follow-up question for both of you. What's the most you've paid for a photo of your car or for a media person's event coverage of your car?
I'm going to probably say 0, but I know it's not actually 0. I'm sure I've paid at one point, or Kevin has paid for me.
No, we've paid people to take photos at the Drift Gala and stuff, But I've never been approached by someone asking. I feel like there are those photographers who shoot every event at a track. And then, you know what I mean? Then they have a million watermarks all over their photo, and then they send it to you, and they're like, I need $25 a photo for me to, and you're just like, man, you don't even know how to take a good photo. I've had those people reach out, but no, I've never bought a photo where someone's reached out and been like, hey, I took this photo.
Right.
Yeah.
Have you ever had a skillful photographer reach out to you?
No.
Well, that's
what I'm saying. Is if you
Ryan, let's be real here. I mean, if forget a Ryan Benoit photo.
Yeah, exactly. That's what I'm talking about.
For free, and who the fuck is taking a better photo that's charging me money?
No, but when I'm if I showed up in the States and some dude was was like, hey, look at these 10 photos I took, and they're all Ryan Benoit photos. And then was like, I'll take photos of you if, and I'll give me $40 or $60. And I'll give you all the photos in the end. I might be receptive to that,
100%.
Especially at that last event, when you weren't there,
Yeah.
I would pay, here's me, I would pay up to $100 for amazing content. It'd probably have to be a bit of video.
Yeah, for sure.
Probably have to be some really banging photos. And,
and that's what I think are American Homie charges. He goes, people know his work, and he goes to them before the event and it's hey, do you want me to shoot you today? $100. Same thing, edits the photos, gives them all the raw video, and does that for 8 to 10 people, hopefully an event sort of thing.
Well, see, that's the other thing though. And if I were as a personal, if it was just me, I probably wouldn't spend $100, but that $100 is essentially coming from SerialNine. But as a personal person,
part of the advertising budget.
Exactly. I probably wouldn't pay $100. I'd be like, my car's fucking sick. I spent all my money building a sick enough car, and hopefully I drive it well enough that you guys want to take photos of it. Just give me the fucking photos. Because my car is making you look good. No, straight up.
No,
my car is making your content better. Give me the fucking photos.
It's just such a funny. That's the argument
we've had that both. We had that whole conversation. We talked about this on Drift Week for hours on end.
Yeah,
because this whole conversation about paying for photos, and I said the same thing. It's I'm sort of the time where I just built this. I'm here. I'm doing it. If I wasn't here doing it, you wouldn't have anything to take a photo of,
Also, obviously the goal of everyone would be to be the best driver, would be to have the sickest car for most people, or for a lot of people in our circles anyways. And it's you want to take photos of my car. You want to take photos of my driving. So let's just do that. And
Let's live in harmony.
Yeah,
I do think. Yeah, I do.
But
think,
it is a symbiosis of sorts. Like, you know what I mean?
Yeah, you don't want to take photos. You don't want to take photos of ugly cars. Exactly.
Yeah. I think we're all on the same page where we come from the same place. That's the thing, and we figure it out. But I think that is actually the old mentality, and there is a way in how you worded it that would probably piss off some photographers, being like, "Oh yeah, like I built, like I'm doing you a favor," like the.
I would just be like, "Don't take photos of my car, man. Like somebody else will. If you don't, somebody else will." It's like that. It's like that whole thing where what's that? Where this like.
What happened if Laredo Davis was like, "Yo, man, $100, I'll take photos of your car."
I don't know who that is, but sure.
It's Larry Chen.
Oh, okay.
Kevin forgot his name, and he was on Drift Week, and he was like, "Yo, Loretto Davis is over there." I'm like, Larry Chen?
Yeah, that guy.
Yeah. I'm like, yes, I'm well aware that the premier drift photographer.
And I mean, it might be that might be like some photographer shit that you could speak on, Ryan. It's like, but I mean, you're not like that, right? But it's like if you don't take photos of those sick cars, someone else will, and like their photos are going to look better than yours, regardless. You know what I mean? Like,
we all come from the same era, which relies on the symbiosis. Is you've spent all this money to build this sick car, and then I've spent all this money to get there, and then like the whole thing for me was like, oh, I'll take these cool pictures of these cool cars of these people that are my friends, and then I'll promote the scene, and then hopefully people will buy merch. Was kind of the thing, right? Like you'd sell stickers.
I think that's a great.
That's not the model anymore. The model is, hey, you want photos of your car? Yeah, maybe I'll snap a few to put on my Instagram page, but if you want proper coverage, it's the $100. You get videos for reels, you get photos, because the thing is realistically a track or a drift event, unless you're top tier media dudes, they're not going to compensate you. You have to be not only the best media dude, you probably have to have a channel that benefits the drift event. So to that, where it's also Hoonigan or whatever, or
you got to be bigger than the people.
The thing that you're at,
And also one thing I will say is if you're talking about new formulas and new people and new ways, is the sense of entitlement these days is fucking huge. And it's you're gonna get some up and comer, a bunch of camera gear. Talking the talk. I got this, I got that. I'll take photos and reels of you. This and that. It's $100. Boo, 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 blah, blah, blah. I'm the best. You were like, are you, man?
A wise man once told me when I said, "What if you don't like my photos?" And he said, "What if you don't like the emulator?" And I was, oh, okay, good point. It was
it's like this. The best photo of an ant is not nearly as good as a fucking medium quality photo of a fucking lion shredding
that's not true at all, though.
Who the fuck wants to look at a great photo of an ant?
Ants can be real cool up close, man. I don't
know, man.
That's a whole world you can't see, and the skill set it takes to take a great photo of an ant compared to a lion. Get out of here.
And there ain't no fucking posters on walls of an ant. Okay, there's tons of people with posters of lions and shit on their walls.
Who's got posters of lions?
I don't know, kids, man.
I would bet posters of ants to lions is 100 to 1.
What if there's 100
ants or 100 lions?
No way. 100 lions.
That's what. Yeah, exactly.
Yeah,
I don't know why you guys think there's a lion poster market as much as I don't know. Wait, who's got lion posters? You'd be lying right now about
stoners.
Okay, whatever. Eagle. Let's say eagles. Then. Fuck whatever.
I want to buy you a lion poster. Man.
I'm just saying. You can be the best photographer.
That's already on the way.
Some shitty ass cars. Nobody gives a fuck.
I agree, but I think that the other side of it now is you have people that have teams or need sponsorship. They're maybe paying a crew there to be with them, or maybe they, in the content generation world. I mean, that's different probably too. The content generation world is a different
beast, indeed.
It's like, should I start charging people for photos?
Yes.
Yes. I will shoot for your team.
I mean, you have enough of a name, like you have enough, like not clout, but like representation already.
Why can't I have clout? I can be clouty. Get out of here.
Clout's not the right word. It's like
I think it's somewhat.
Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. Yeah. I mean, it's yeah. You're right. Yeah.
When you have the clout, it's a good word. When you chase the clout, it's not a good word.
Yeah.
Like the Ryan Benoit drifting photo is a thing. Like I strive for that. I mean, I don't strive for it, but like when you give it to me, I'm just like, holy fuck, this photo's amazing. Like I didn't know my car looked this good. Like, how do you even do it? But it's like, I don't. There are lots of photos of my car drifting. Thanks. I really only care about Ryan's photos. You know what I mean? Like, legit. Like, every photo of my car that's amazing is from you. So
because when we had this, I appreciate that. But yeah, when we had that conversation, Kevin said, I've never paid for a photo of my car. That was Kevin's thing. And then I was like, and I've never charged for a photo of a car. So it just feels like now there's a shift where like, I don't know, is it like people knowing their own worth, expecting their own worth, or is it being entitled, or is it like just a different business model?
Don't hate the player, hate the game.
Because in the US, you can also charge for ride-alongs, which is like a fucking wild thing.
Yeah, everyone expects
I think you'd probably charge for ride-alongs. That's another thing. You build a sick enough car, like you want to ride in a Formula D car, you want to ride in a fucking KA powered 240.
A lot of people don't care. They just want to ride in a car.
No, I mean, yeah, that too. But also, like, a lot of people know the difference.
But that's what I mean. You're paying $100. You ride in a 7 or 8 or 900 horsepower fucking car that does the thing to the max of the thing, or you ride in a 350 horsepower like Miata, and like whoop-de-doo. You know what I mean? You don't pay $100 a ride for that thing.
Nah, 350 horsepower Miata is probably like pretty fun.
Pretty wild, buddy.
Yeah.
All right.
Top down too,
like
buddy.
You can reach down and like touch the ground outside of this little go-kart. Yeah, top down. Absolutely you are. $120 gets you a ride along with Naoki though, so you got to re-gauge where you're at with your pricing. Kevin in the US does it by donation, which is very nice.
That's a Canadian thing, eh?
Yeah, basically. It's like, whatever you can afford.
Well, my favorite was like Kevin on Drift Week got very about it, and he was like, "I'm gonna go buy some poster board and like make a poster." And like he just
did you do it?
Bought poster.
No, because
he like
there was
got all the supplies.
There was only 2 events where we did ride-alongs, or that was open to the public. So like, and one was the first day at Honda Muscle Man, and then I kind of
weren't ready for it.
I wasn't quite ready for it, and then all of a sudden I saw like these dudes beside me make like $120.
You're like, yo, I'm about it.
Then I was like, yo, like I could be about this. Yeah.
Yeah, they had the 100, right? And they just put like 3 people in it and charged them all like 20 or 30 bucks a head
or something. Yeah, I don't know.
And they're like, let's go. Here you go. I thought it was, I don't know. I just think it's interesting because it's like you start looking at people compensating from all realms. So even then drivers at that point are saying the same thing. Like, I spent all this money to make a car. I buy tires. You shouldn't be riding along with me for free. And then you have a photographer who's saying like, hey, I pay gas to get out here. I take photos.
But didn't eat today.
But didn't eat. You should be compensated, and
eating.
So
compensated by eating.
Trying to eat by eating food. No, by the drivers. And it was such a foreign thing to me. And then the photographer that reached out to me was just like, oh, like I'm just tired of it. I go out there and I produce this content and like everyone's so unappreciative. And I just thought it was interesting. Maybe there is a conversation to be had about how drift media has, or how things have changed so much, but drift media in many ways in lots of places has stayed stagnant. It is a lot of dudes that just want to be there and just want to get recognized or acknowledgement for like taking a photo.
But that's the thing is like maybe the drift scene is not where to do that, right? Like you could probably take pictures of static cars and make fucking way more money. Those dudes will pay, right?
Well, probably is a like. I kind of would think it's a shallower learning curve. Taking a good photo of a static car than a good photo of a roller versus a good photo of a drifting car.
I think it's just a whole different thing.
And Ryan said that all the static photos do better than the rolling or the drifting photos.
Yeah.
Yeah, I mean,
you can see everything and like.
Yeah.
I think it's because it's like a stance. Yeah, I don't know.
Drifting is one niche part of cars, and then like a nice drift car or just a car parked is a part of a way bigger picture of.
Well, that's what I was saying. All those, remember when I was showing you all the like stats of those
BMWs?
Like just photos.
There we go. No.
But like
fucking bingo.
Boggled by the amount of oh my god, am I bleeding? The amount of likes some of those fairly generic looking cars get. It's a great photo of like a pretty cool car, but like how does it have like fucking 13,000 likes? You know what I mean? Like
maybe if like
or like a reel where it's like
100,000 people are following the page or something.
So photographers should be paid, but we don't really want to pay them. Like maybe we want to pay them a little bit.
Well, I mean, what do you mean we? You gotta give us your opinion.
Well, mine's so fucking broken that it doesn't even make sense for me to weigh in. Well, I've always just taken photos in the hope of blowing up and forgetting where I came from. No, I always followed that model that I had a brand and that brand would get bigger if I took great photos, which really isn't the case. It's like you just are pumping.
Maybe if your logo wasn't a funny cat.
My logo isn't a funny cat. The logo is a circle. Logo. That's one design. The logo is a circle with a font in it, and it's red, and Anyway,
I was gonna say, right, you shoot above your weight class, man. Like your photos are like amazing, but yeah, I don't really know why you're not like blowing it up. Like maybe you're just not out there enough. Like I meant like the photos aren't out there enough.
Yeah, the takeaway here is I guess photographers should be paid, but they kind of have to hustle. I think that is actually the thing. It's like
I feel like it's like people, like for example, Dylan. I don't know what he charges for a photo shoot. But he definitely hustles. Yeah. He knows how to charge for photos, but he charges for, a photo shoot. Like you want to shoot your car, you pay him for X amount of hours. That's how photographers should make money. And if you go to I don't know, man, it's a whole thing. It's like you take photos at the drift event and then you're like, hey man, do you want this photo? Well, it's $20. You know what I mean?
I think what it should be is, and I mean, realistically, when people ask, I say my arrangement is with SerialNine. So I'm like, I shoot for SerialNine is what I say now because it's just easier that way. It's like I'm there because Kevin's paid for gas and accommodations and I tag along. So I'm doing that. Or you've provided me parts and labor for my car. So all of the things. And so, but that is predetermined before you go. And I think that for everyone, it should be predetermined. I think realistically, the play should be you shoot for free until you develop a skill set.
Yep.
And then you can be like you said, you can go to people and be like, this is my work. This is what I charge. Reach out to me. But yeah, it is about like hustling to do it.
I feel like, also you would build your portfolio and it would be, as best, the best that you could possibly do. And then you would just frame it as that, as a business. Like you could even have a little, not a booth, but like a little.
And you just post it on your story. You're like, hey, I'm going to this event. And any drivers reach out to me. You know what I mean? Like you post a bunch of photos.
Spots.
Post a bunch of photos you've already taken. This could be you. You know?
Yeah, exactly. You have enough
you.
capacity for like 10, 15 guys. Because I mean, obviously you can't be taking photos of like fucking 30 different cars constantly. That's just too much. Whatever your capacity is.
I mean, realistically, you could. It just you would be.
I feel like you wouldn't get the whole I think if you concentrated on, because then you could get like some B-roll of them in the pits and all that shit, and provide them with like you get like 4 or 5 Instagram reels, some drifting action, and then some still photos.
I mean, fuck, you're making reels for them. That's like
Well, I mean, you're
giving them the raw footage. Yeah.
So,
and then if they know how to make reels, then fine. But like, I think probably most people. I think most people probably just want the drift footage, and then I don't think because they wouldn't know what to do with the B-roll. I mean, like, there's few guys that could sit down and be like,
I would love B-roll.
You are in love with B-roll?
I would love any roll of my car or my.
I'm in love with the B-roll.
Well, great. Yeah, I do think that there's probably more. To the other thing that we were saying, there's probably more skill set. Not more. That's dumb to say. It's a different skill set of taking like stationary photos. Because if you do that, especially if you're doing what like Dylan does, you need to have locations picked out, know where you're going to go. Like plan it all out before you get there to be really efficient with your time. You have to have control over the situation that you're in. Whereas like drifting is kind of just like
run and gun.
Kind of like, well, and it's like shooting fish in a barrel, right? Like you could tell someone, hey, you're going to give me $100 and I'm going to get you a bunch of content. And then their car breaks. And then you might actually have to fight with them for the $100 and they'd be like, yo, I didn't even drive. It's like, but you hired me for it. So.
Yeah.
So here you go.
No, that's a good scenario for sure.
I feel like you get paid like when the event starts,
Yeah, you got to get paid in advance. I thought it was just an interesting thing of how things.
I saw you out there with the camera. I saw you pointing to the camera. You must have photos in the car.
Send them. We'll connect. I don't have any photos of your car. Yeah. Sometimes people confuse when I'm reviewing photos of me and they think I'm taking photos of them. And I'm not. I'm reviewing photos of what I've already shot. And so then they approach me and ask for photos. Okay. Well, that's good. Things have changed. That's kind of where I was at. I thought it was interesting because we're all okay if people are compensated, but we're not always necessarily the ones that want to compensate people for it.
Yeah, I mean, I don't see anybody else compensating the media though. Like, and like you said, unless like the media is big enough that they have their own reasons to,
Yeah, unless the media is
content.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Right, like.
And then I guess, and then there's a possibility that event organizers could also want to have media there. So that, maybe like they're paying for the media to be there.
Yeah.
But besides that, the only other reason I could see the media getting compensated would be by the drivers. Because they obviously want to see themselves looking sick.
Remember when I tried to get Tuner Bash to compensate me for media, but then they made me a drift director instead?
Yeah.
It's like, I'll go take photos for money. And then they're like, oh, you got to direct this. So I was like, oh, I don't know how to do that.
Correction.
You did a great job.
You did a great job, and I reaped the reward.
Oh, shit. That reminds me.
I only did a great job because my car wasn't working. If my car would have been working, I just would have drifted.
Well, you had to go figure all the shit out that I couldn't figure out.
Anyways.
Who's to say? Is there anything else you want to say? We released a video today, which when this comes out, it'll be a week old, and it'll probably. I'd still very much appreciate it if you watched it.
Yeah, please go watch it. Thank you so much.
Hit like and subscribe. That would be nice.
If you got to this point of the video, definitely make a trip over to our site. There are changes happening almost weekly. There's a new merch section, which I promoted before. There's definitely more merch. There's a lot of new merch. It's been, selling pretty well. Some cool stuff in there. Towels, t-shirts, got a bunch of new hats. We have shoes, which are kind of crazy. Yeah, we have shorts. We have towels. So make the rest of your summer cool with some cool SerialNine shorts.
Yeah, we got some
cool
hats.
SerialNine towels to
the sun out of your eyes.
Hats. And then we got some really interesting kids clothes. So we got some kids hoodies, t-shirts. We got some girls clothes. We got some baby clothes, and we got some tights for her girls. And they're really wild. So
perfect. I love that for everyone. You're all doing it, and it's great. I was going to say something else, and now I can't remember. Hey, well, what a time we've had. We've learned a lot about Landcruisers, that media people should get paid, but we don't want to pay them. And when I say we, I mean like Royal, like people in general probably don't want to pay them. And if you're a media person getting paid, feel free to reach out and tell us how that's going for you, because that would be great. What else did we learn? Oh, I hate Rivians. And that really bothers Gerard for some reason. He just won't let me live. Yeah. So those are my takeaways from today's episode.
Nice.
More than anything, I appreciate everyone. So thanks for hanging out.
Way to be, humans.
Thank you.
Great.
Bye-bye now.
All right.
Oh, yo,
bye.
one more thing.
Say your thing.
Oh, this is for public, though. Yo, if anybody plays Rocket League on PlayStation, add me. It's 09G. I'd like to play with anybody at night if anybody plays Rocket League. So, yo, look me up.
What the fuck is Rocket League?
Yo, play with it. You don't know what Rocket League is?
No.
It's a video game where you're a car and you play soccer with your car.
Yeah.
Oh, I've seen you play this.
So sick, yeah.
Yeah, you flip through the air and do all this shit and smack the ball. It's fucking dope, man.
Not for me.
Smack the booty.
I play Mario.
You guys are
Kart
nuts.
Mario
Kart's great. All right, yeah.
Yeah, Mario Kart.
If you like slow-paced boringness.
He's got 200 cc's, Kevin.
I'm just kidding, dude. You'll probably whoop me.
I take back everything I've said. Okay, bye.
Thanks for listening to Serial Podcast 9.